Hi guys! So I forgot to record an intro for this before the surgery, so spoiler alert, I had surgery. That's why I'm laying down. I'm about a week out of surgery and the excision tape is starting to lift, so it's very difficult for me to sit up because it just stabs me. But here we are. So as you can see by the title, this video is about me discovering that I have endometriosis. For those of you who do not know, endometriosis is when the lining that you shed for each period grows on the outside of the uterus. It grows in places where it shouldn't and it gets trapped. And it can start to grow and spread and attach to other organs. It can be very painful. So I didn't even come to the conclusion that I could possibly have endometriosis until about a year ago. Like, it was something I thought, no way. Because in my head, endometriosis was like crippling, which it is, but I thought I couldn't have it because I had never gone to the ER for my period. I had never fainted from my period. I could, even if it was difficult, I could still do day-to-day things with my period. So I thought, oh, I can't have endometriosis because it's not completely stopping me from living my life. Like, yes, my period is very painful and is very difficult, but I can still function. I thought endometriosis, like, you just cannot function. So I was just in denial for the longest time. Even though I was in denial, I've always had very painful periods and I always knew they were worse than normal. Because I remember growing up, I got my period pretty young. I was 11 and I'm pretty sure I was like one of the first ones in my class. So nobody really talked about their period. So I was just, because they didn't have it yet. So I was just kind of doing my thing. As I got older and my friends started to get their periods and they started to talk about them, I really started to see that I was different than the rest because, my friends would be like, oh my god, I'm on my period and like these cramps suck. And I'd be like, oh my god, girl, I know, like, cramps are so difficult. How are you even standing right now? I know when I get them, I'm like on the floor crying, like it's so bad. And my friends would just look at me and be like, oh, mine aren't that bad. It's more of an annoyance. I can still, like, it's not that bad. And I'd be like, what do you mean it's not that bad? Women would say things like that. Oh, I don't even notice. It's not even that bad. It's just kind of annoying. And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, it's miserable. Not only did I have painful periods, I actually bled a lot. Like, a lot. Like, it was ridiculous. Not as much as some women, but I did bleed quite a bit. I filled up pads pretty easy. I would buy the biggest kind possible and still bleed through. Like, it was like never ending. Even though I realized that my friends had it very different from me, I thought they were just lucky and that I was normal. Looking back, I've realized they were normal. I was extreme and there was something wrong and I just didn't know it. So I kept going through life, just dying every month. I always thought, this hurts, but I'm not fainting. I'm not going to the ER. I'm not filling up that many pads. Like, it can't be. Like, I was just underestimating the whole situation. Then I started getting to the phase where I started Googling, why do my periods hurt so much? Endometriosis pops up. And one of the first symptoms listed for endometriosis is irregular cycle. I read that symptom and stopped because mine are like, like 28 days, never late. No. So I was like, oh, I don't have it. And so then I just thought I was just this mystery thing. I thought, well, I'm not PCOS, I'm not endometriosis, but I'm also not normal. I'm this weird in between. Now, in my early 20s is when I figured out PMDD. I kind of focused on that. But as I got into my mid 20s, my symptoms were getting worse and worse and worse, and I was learning so much about PMDD. And one day it just registered, and I said, you know what, Sarah? PMDD doesn't cause this much pain. Does it cause some discomfort, like swollen breasts and all that? Yes, but it's not known to be debilitating pain. But I think the thing that really woke me up was that the week before my period, I would have the most excruciating pain when trying to, like, have a bowel movement. I'm talking, I would be sweating so bad I would have to strip my clothes off because I'd just be drenched in sweat. I would be like panting. I would be like getting in weird positions trying to help, and it was just so painful. It felt like something was gonna rupture inside me. It was just so bad. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I was like, okay, something is wrong. And that's when I finally, started looking at endometriosis a little closer. And I said to myself, I said, you know what, Sarah? Maybe you should read the rest of the symptoms, because you're only looking at that irregular cycle and immediately tossing it aside. And since then, I've had doctors say that's not even a main symptom, so I was just hung up on it for no reason. And when I read the rest of the symptoms, it was like, check, 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 check. I had pretty much all of them. But I was still in denial. I was still like, no, can't be. So I had already been trying to go to doctors to get a hysterectomy because of my PMDD, but I was just getting doors slammed in my face left and right. And I thought, you know what? PMDD is getting me nowhere. Let me try going the endometriosis route, because at least, even if they don't want to give me a hysterectomy, at least I can maybe get this pain to stop. Because if I can get rid of this pain, my life will be better. And so I made an appointment, and this is that journey from after the first appointment to where I am now. So here's my journey. Alright guys, I am on my way to get my first ever ultrasound. This should be interesting. I'm nervous. I'm not sure exactly what type of ultrasound it is, but I'm assuming that they're going to be going up in the area where I'd rather them not go. Ultrasound is the stepping stone before the MRI, and then the next step would be MRI. I feel weird because I feel like you're supposed to be pregnant when you get an ultrasound, and I'm definitely not. I've never had anybody look like anywhere in there, so it'll be interesting to see what pops up. I'm heading that way now, so we'll see. Oh boy. Alright, it is over. I had to do 2 types of ultrasounds. I had to do the one on the stomach and then the vaginal one. That was fun. So the first ultrasound wasn't that bad. Everybody always says it's like this cold jelly, but it was actually pretty warm, and that was the one on the stomach. She just, rolled it around, whatever. And I was looking at what she was taking pictures of, and I was like, I don't know what any of this is. But the vaginal one, oh boy, that was fun. So at first I was like, this isn't that bad, this isn't that bad. And then they start to they go all over, and they're like, you. And I was like, oh my God. Even though I peed beforehand, I was like, ooh, that's my bladder. And and at one point I had to press down my ovaries because I guess there was some gas. I don't know. I was like, oh God, what is this? So now that's done, and I'm tired. So we'll see what the doctor says. Alright, update time. I just got a call from my doctor a little bit ago. They looked at the ultrasound results and everything came back normal. So the next step is going to be MRI. That'll be interesting. I mean, I knew things were going to come back normal on my ultrasound, and that's normal with endometriosis anyways, is that things won't show up. But it's just to kind of rule out, hey, don't mind me being a fat pig, but it's just to rule out anything else that it could possibly be. But I just knew my ultrasound was going to come back sparkling, beautifully perfect. I was like, I'm like, I'm in pain so much, and my uterus is gonna be like, you think you're gonna get help? We're gonna put on our best behavior. I'm gonna get you, uterus, okay? Don't think I won't. Hi guys, so update time. It's been a minute since I got my ultrasound. I actually just left a dermatology appointment, and the reason I'm hopping on here is because they had me get blood work done to deal with my sweating issues. And they went over the results with me, and the hormone levels came back perfect, just like the ultrasound. However, I will be getting an MRI this Thursday, so this week. So far, everything's coming out crystal clear, perfect results. I'm just like, which they told me that was gonna happen, but it's still really? Not even something slightly off that could maybe explain it. It's so crazy how this disorder literally won't show up on any tests. I don't even know if I really have it or not. I think I do. If I don't have it, I'm gonna be kind of pissed, because I'm gonna be like, what's wrong with me? Because nothing's showing up on anything. I want surgery. That's probably not something most people say, but I'm so sick of putting a band-aid on the issue and like just guessing what it is. I want an answer. I want like an actual diagnosis. Like I feel like someone just needs to look in there because something is wrong. So I want the surgery. So we will see, and I will update you guys on Thursday after. I look so dead. I'm sorry. I'll update you guys on Thursday after my MRI, which funny enough, I'm supposed to get 2 MRIs this week because I'm just dying. My foot, I need to get one on my foot and then also on my uterus, but I don't know how much it's gonna cost. So if it comes down to it, I would rather get the uterus one. But yeah, we'll see. I've never had an MRI, so it should be interesting. Alright guys, I just got out of my MRI. I got wounded in the process. It was an interesting experience. So I went yesterday to do the foot, right? And then my belly button ring, for those of you who don't know, I've had my belly button pierced since I was 15. And my belly button ring decided it wasn't going to come out, no matter what. So I couldn't do it yesterday, and I had to go to a tattoo parlor and have them take out my belly button ring. So I came back today, and they did both at the same time. So first I did the foot, then I did the pelvis or whatever. So we'll only talk about the pelvis one, since that's the only one that has to do with endometriosis. Basically, I had to just lay on the table for a while, and then towards the end she pulled me back out to inject me with contrast, whatever that is, and then put me under again. And I had to have this weird, like, it looked like a big heating pad with like little things on it, and that had to lay on me the whole time. So it's done now. My legs were twitching like the entire time, and I was like, Sarah, stop, get yourself together. But we'll see what the results are. We'll just go from there, I guess. Hi guys. So I finally met with the surgeon today. My MRI results came out perfectly fine, of course. And basically we're gonna do surgery. And I brought up a hysterectomy to her because I talked about the PMDD, and she said she would do a hysterectomy and an excision. I don't want to get my hopes up just because I'm scared, but that's what I want. She did say that they would maybe leave one ovary, which is not ideal, but they're going to call me tomorrow to talk about a date for surgery. The only thing I have to do is she wants my blood work without any medications in my system. So I have to go off all my medications for a week and then get blood work. And I have not been off my medications in a long time. And every time I've tried to go off them, it didn't go so great. She said 2 weeks at first, but then she was like, I don't think I can do that to you. We'll try 1. And then surgery. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. So, yeah. Next step is me going off all my medications. Yay. Pray for me. So, I just got my blood drawn. And I'm having issues if you can't see. I can go back on my medications now. I'm trying not to. Okay, so what I was trying to say earlier is I got my blood work done. And I got myself a treat for being a good girl. I mean, it was pretty terrible. I'm very glad it's over. As soon as I go inside, I'm popping all my medications. I have the date for my surgery. It's January 22nd, and I have to get a COVID test on the 15th and all that jazz. And this ice cream is good. So good. Of course, I get ice cream when it's like 50 something degrees outside. That's just how I work. Anyways, I'm wounded, but I did it. Now I get to eat my ice cream and take my medicine. Yay! Okay, so I just got the COVID test done. It wasn't like what I was expecting, but it was still horrible. Everybody said like it feels like they're like digging into your brain, and it definitely didn't feel like that. It felt more like it was back here. The right side was worse than the left. I was like crying afterwards. Well, not like my eyes watered. Also, like a weird thing, like after I did it, like my stomach got upset. I started to feel kind of queasy, like like my stomach is like, what did you do? So I'm so dead. But it's done, so I am so tired. And hopefully I get a negative result. Side note, this is why I hate mornings. Well, one of the reasons. Like, the sun has no business being in my eyes this early, this constant. It's been in my eyes this whole time while I was in the waiting room because there were windows. Like, this entire time I have been blinded by the sun. I just freaking hate mornings. Okay, so there's some stuff I have to buy for the surgery. Gatorade and Miralax, because, you know, my life's just great. Here we are at good old Walmart. So first up is Gatorade. It cannot be red, orange, or purple. And red is my favorite, so I'm a little offended. But we're gonna get blue. Look at these. Oh boy. Alright, I got my stuff. There's still one more thing I need, but I'm gonna get that from Amazon. Alright guys, it's the day before surgery. I just got out of bed, so that's why my voice is kind of whatever. Or I guess I woke up, not got out of bed, because I'm still in bed. But today I have to do bowel prep. Just stab me. I also am doing a liquid only diet. See, my voice is whatever. And it sucks because I'm already hungry. But yeah, by this time tomorrow I'll probably be done with the surgery. So I have to suffer through this bowel prep and also take a shower with a specific soap. So see how it goes. Alright guys, it's time for the bowel prep, and for whatever reason she thinks she wants some. You don't want this, trust me. Weirdo. You don't want this. I have to do this whole thing. Oh my god, why? You don't want this. I really hope this doesn't taste like anything. Just tastes like Gatorade. But I'm sure I'll feel it soon. Alright guys, this is the last one that I have to drink. It's been hours. My body hates me, and I don't think I'm gonna want to drink blue Gatorade anytime soon after this, but here we go. I did it. Alright, now that I've finished with taking the Miralax, I have to shower with a special fancy soap. I have to do that today and then tomorrow morning before the surgery, so I'm gonna do that right now. Hi guys, so it's the morning of the surgery. It's like 4 a.m. right now. I slept last night for like 2 hours and then I've been up the whole time since. Now it's time to get ready so we can go to the hospital. I have to take, oh, somebody wants to say hello. Hello? She's like, nobody's ever up this late. What's going on? She looks sleepy. Anyways, I have to take one more shower with the soap and then get dressed and go. I'm feeling anxious. I have to try not to think about it because I'll like start to have anxiety. So I just try not to think about it. But yeah, let's get ready. Alright, I'm all showered. I got the glasses on. Do you guys like my little panda dress that I bought? It has pockets somewhere. Pockets! We're at the hospital. Ew, a double chin. Ugh. We're at the hospital. My anxiety's kicking in. So since traffic was like non-existent, we got here super early, so they aren't even open yet. So we just have to wait, but I really feel like I want to puke. My anxiety is like, oh my god, my whole stomach is just like churning right now. We're inside now, and I'm fancy. I'm in a recliner. Now we wait. Looking beautiful. Oh boy. They'll also need their first vaccines. Alright guys, I'm home from surgery. Actually, I've been home for a bit. Been too tired to update or whatever. But they found endometriosis in my uterus. And I guess there were some issues with my left ovary as well. So they took all that. And now I'm in pain. Alright guys, well as you already know, I've had the surgery. They found endometriosis in my uterus, and my ovary was also attached to something. It wasn't very deep. She said it was just all in the uterus, and I didn't have like deep endometriosis, so I can't even imagine what it's like for the women who are just like covered. I'm glad that I finally got the diagnosis and that I did know it and that my pain was validated. For all those years to having people say, "Did you take a Midol?" and people just expecting you to live through the pain because they can't even, I've learned this now. I didn't know this then. They can't even begin to fathom the amount of pain it is. They can't. They have no idea. And you know, they'd see me doing all these things. She's running 5Ks, she's going to work, she's traveling, she's doing all these things. She can't be in that much pain. No, I was. I would plan my life around my period, and I would not plan things during that week because I knew I'd be miserable and it would be very difficult. And there were many times that I had to just somehow force my way through, but I always felt like my uterus was just gonna like literally fall out of my vagina. Like it felt like that. People just couldn't see it, but it was just like, it's nice to know that it's real and there are people that believe it's real. All my life, I was the girl that was in so much pain, and all my friends were like, I don't barely notice it. Good for you. There's no way I wouldn't notice mine. But it's just nice to have the validation. Like, I was honestly terrified when I'd come out of the surgery, they'd tell me they didn't find anything. Like, that was one of the first things I asked my mom. I said, did they find any? Please tell me they found some. Because if they didn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. But they did. So I guess now I will also be spreading awareness for endometriosis as well as PMDD. Actually, it is common for people to have both, which is very intriguing to me. Not everybody does, but it's pretty common for someone that has PMDD to also have endometriosis. I will also be making a video more about having the hysterectomy, but as you can see, this video is very long. But there will be a video more focused on the hysterectomy and what it's like getting one at my age and all that jazz. Also, this is why I haven't had any videos up since like the beginning of January, because I was kind of busy and I've tried to film this so many times, and every time I tried, like I would get dizzy or I would get nauseous. That's why I'm laying down, because every time I tried to film it sitting up, I would be like, I'm just rambling at this point. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll update you guys more with all this. Bye bye.